All right, on to the next question. This one says, very crumpled, Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin the same as cash or a credit card? Well, those are three different things. Let's talk about the similarities and the differences and try to keep it as short as I can. So first off, cash. Cash, it's like, hey, it's freedom, right? You have this stuff in your pocket. You can give it to whomever you want. You can give, 20, $50 to a friend of yours. You can use it to pay for somebody to mow your lawn or drop somebody off at just a little task or something. And no one has to be the wiser. You could go to a yard sale and buy something. It's freedom to spend however you like. That's the benefit of cash. Now, Bitcoin, so this is truly anonymous. No one know if I give you $20, no one but the two of us know that happened. So that's why a lot of people are just when they say Bitcoin's used for illegal activity, that's mostly cash because that's the easiest way because it can be totally anonymous. Bitcoin is pseudo anonymous, meaning you have some letters and numbers at your account. That is your address. That's your Bitcoin account. But so if you know what that account number translates to Jeff, then you know what Jeff is spending or receiving at any given time. So once you know an address is associated with a particular person or company, then you know that they're no longer anonymous. But you can spend Bitcoin wherever you like and however you feel because it's money in your own control. And this is currency in your own control. This is a little bit different. Currency and money are different. If you want to know more about that, go back to the video about is Bitcoin real money and the properties of money. So cash, it does give you a lot of freedom. You can do it you peer-to-peer. You have to be physically located with that person to give them the cash. But Bitcoin, obviously, you can send over the internet and all over the globe. So there's a difference right there. Now, how about the digital form? That's when we start getting into Visa cards because everything's digital there. A lot of cash, I know, in the banks is digital too. But the physical cash, I was comparing. Now let's go to digital cash or digital credit cards. Credit cards, you have a limit, you have the spending, you have a third party that's to verify this. This could be your debit card or it could be your credit card. Either way, when you spend it, you have to get authorization of some way, shape, or form from a third party to transact. If you try to spend the card or your credit or your debit card to buy something illegal or something that's not permitted, they'll shut it down right away. They may even shut off your card. Bitcoin, that won't happen, which is how things in the past have happened and the association with illegal activity. That's what they want you to believe how it's used, but really it's freedom of choice. You can spend the money wherever you like. You have to worry about a third party because when you send money and it's received, the transaction is the settlement. And that's the other part about Visa. If you're a merchant, there's a fee to use the Visa card. It's typically 1% to 3%, so usually around 3%. And then you have the risk of what they call a chargeback, which means that if I buy something and I'm not happy about it, or if I want to return it, or if I just want to decline the charges, I have 3 days to do that. And for companies that, they sell products and they said, they want the sale to be final, but they have to take Visa because most everybody uses Visa. So they do that for convenience to the customer. But what most people don't know and they don't want to really advertise is that there's the possibility of a chargeback, which means that if I walk into a store and let's say I buy this wallet for $50, okay, with $50 cash. And I go in there and I buy this and I leave, and then I go later on and say, hey, I call my Visa card and say, hey, I don't really know if I didn't really authorize this, or make up whatever story I want and get that Visa company to say, well, we'll decline the charges or we'll reverse it for now, we'll investigate it. The company gets the charge back, which means that that $50 that went into their account when you charged to buy this with your Visa card now gets reversed, and there's a fee for that. So not only do they lose the sale, they lose the merchandise, they also get charged a fee. So it's a big headache for the company. They have to prove that, yes, you really did buy it. Yes, you did really walk away. Yes, you really did purchase it. But you're still going to get hit with that chargeback fee. So it's a real pain. So that's why Visa is different. And that's why a lot of companies, they just don't know about this because they don't think about that chargeback very much because it's part of it's accepted as part of doing business. But if that acceptance of part of doing business of that chance of a full chargeback that happens 1% to 3% of the time, if you could get rid of that, that would help a lot of companies stay afloat and actually make more profit. So is Bitcoin different than cash? Or is it the same as cash? Or is it different from cash? Is it the same as credit cards, but different from credit cards? All the above is yes. It's just a matter of how you frame the question and what detail you're looking at. So hopefully that insight helped you enough. If there's more that you need, as always, drop me a note and we'll talk about it some more. I'll make another video. But for now, let's move on to the next question.